भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. So continuing with the discussion on Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 22nd, the process of devotional service. Text number 42 onwards. Sthana vilashi tapso sitoham tvam praptvan deva munindra guyam kacham vachanvanapi divya ratnam swamin kritarthvasmi varam na yache. When he was being blessed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Dhruv Maharaj said, "O my Lord, because I was seeking an opulent material position, I was performing severe types of penance and austerities. Now I have gotten you, who are very difficult for the great demigods, saintly persons, and kings to attain. I was searching after a piece of glass, but instead I have found a most valuable jewel. Therefore, I am so satisfied. I do not wish to ask any benedictions." So this verse is from Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya. So again, telling us how devotional service is better than anything else. Sansara भ्रमिते कौन भाग्यवान कहता nadira प्रवाही ये न काष्ठ लागे तीरे. The conditioned souls are wandering throughout the different planets of the universe, entering various species of life. By good fortune, one of these souls may somehow or other be delivered from the ocean of nations, just as one of the many big logs in a flowing river may by chance reach the bank. So they are unlimited conditioned souls who are bereft of Lord Krishna's service. Not knowing how to cross the ocean of nations, they are scattered by the waves of time and tide. However, some are fortunate to contact devotees, and by this contact they are delivered from the ocean of nations. Just as a log floating down a river accidentally washes upon the bank. So, yes, log floating down accidentally washes off the bank. But a conditioned soul coming in contact with the devotees, it doesn't happen by chance. But anyway, this is how it's explained out of unlimited conditioned soul. One fortunate jiva, he gets a chance to come in contact with devotees. Meva mama dhamasyapi syad eva chut darshana hriyamana kala nadya kvachit tarati kaschana. Because I am so fallen, I shall never get a chance to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This was my false apprehension. Rather, by chance, a person as fallen as I am may get to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although one is being carried away by the waves of the river of time, one may eventually reach the shore. So this verse was spoken by Akrurji in Bhagavatam. Kono bhagya karo sansara kshayo namukha hai. Sadhu sangye tabbe Krishna rati upajay. By good fortune, one becomes eligible to cross the ocean of nations. And when one's term of material existence decreases, one may get an opportunity to associate with pure devotees. By such association, one's attraction to Krishna is awakened. Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur explains this point. Is this bhagya, fortune, the result of an accident or something else? In the scriptures, devotional service and pious activity are considered fortunate. Pious activities can be divided into three categories. Pious activity that awaken one's dormant Krishna consciousness are called Bhakti Unmukhi Sukriti. Bhakti Unmukhi. Unmukhi means gearing up towards that, or taking us towards that. Pious activities that bestow material opulence are called Bhog, Bhogonmukhi Sukriti. And pious activities that enable the living entity to merge into the existence of the Supreme are called Mokshanmukhi Sukriti. These last two awards of pious activity are not actually fortunate. Pious activities are fortunate when they help one become Krishna conscious. The good fortune of Bhakti Unmukhi is attainable only when one comes in contact with the devotee. By associating with the devotee willingly or unwillingly, one advances in devotional service, and thus one's dormant Krishna consciousness is awakened. So, Bhakti Unmukhi Sukriti. So, sometimes we call it Agyat Sukriti because unknowingly we perform some Sukriti that helps us further in the process of Bhakti. Bhavopavargo Brahmato Yadha Bhavaj Janasya Tarhi Achyut Sat Samagam Satsangamo Yarhi Tadeva Sadagato Paravareshe Tvayi Jayate Rati. O my Lord, O infallible Supreme Person, when a person wandering throughout the universes becomes eligible for liberation from material existence, he gets an opportunity to associate with devotees. When he associates with devotees, his attraction for you is awakened. You are the Supreme Personality of God, the highest goal of the topmost devotees, and the Lord of the universe. So this is from Bhagavatam. Krishna yadi kripa kare kono bhagyavane guru antaryami rupe shikhaye apane. Krishna is situated in everyone's heart as a Chaitya Guru, the spiritual master within. When he is kind to some fortunate conditioned soul, he personally gives him lessons so he can progress in devotional service, instructing the person as a super soul within and the spiritual master without. So when he is kind to some fortunate conditioned soul, so it's not that he's not kind to everybody, he's kind to everybody. He's Samam Sarvabhuteshu. But those who have performed this Bhakti Unmukhi Sukriti, then he gets a special attention from Krishna. Navopayanti apachitam kavyastavesha brahma yushapi kritam riddha muda smranta yuantar bahistanu bhritam ashubham midhunvam acharya chaitya vahusha swagatim vyanakti. O my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you appear in two features, externally as a Acharya, internally as a super soul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. So this Krishna is doing that. Even though we are not willing to listen to him, he's still sitting as Paramatma and he's directing us. But if we don't listen to him, then we suffer. We suffer here in the material world. Sadhu Sangye Krishna Bhakte Shraddha Yadi Hai Bhakti Phala Prema Hai Sansara Jai Kshay. By associating with the devotee, one awakens his faith in devotional service to Krishna. Because of devotional service, one's dormant love for Krishna awakens, and thus one's material conditioned existence comes to an end. So this is our beginning of the end. End of material life, conditioned existence. Yadrichaya mat kathado jata shraddhastu yah puman na nirvinno na tishakto bhakti yogo asya siddhira Somehow or other, if one is attracted to talks about me and has faith in the instructions I have set forth in the Bhagavad Gita, and if one is neither falsely detached from material things nor very much attracted to material existence, his dormant love for me will be awakened by devotion service. So this verse from Bhagavatam was spoken by Krishna at the time of his departure from this material world. It was spoken to the. So see here, Krishna himself is saying, if one is neither falsely detached nor very much attracted to material existence. So falsely detached. One should be detached. And that is that actually that detachment happens when one is attracted to Krishna. So means when one is purely in love with Krishna, then he is ready to go back. Mahat kripa vina kona karme bhakti nae, Krishna bhakti dure rahu, sansara nahe kshay. Unless one is favored by a pure devotee, one cannot attain the platform of devotional service. To say nothing of Krishna bhakti, one cannot even be relieved from the bondage of material existence. So unless one is favored by a pure devotee, but that doesn't mean that one does not perform his sadhana bhakti. Favored by a pure devotee means, okay, we got favored, we got so many instructions, we got the mercy, we got engaged in the service, but then further we have to work on devotion, on our bhakti, on our sadhana. Pious activities bring about material opulence, but one cannot acquire devotional service by any amount of material pious activity, not by giving charity, opening big hospitals and schools, or working philanthropically. Devotional service can be attained only by the mercy of a pure devotee. Without a pure devotee's mercy, one cannot even escape the bondage of material existence. The word Mahat in this verse means a pure devotee. As Krishna confirms in Bhagavad Gita, Mahatmanastu Mam Partha Devim Prakritim Ashita. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. So one has to associate with such a Mahatma who has accepted Krishna as a supreme source of the entire creation. Without being a Mahatma, one cannot understand Krishna's absolute position. A Mahatma is rare and transcendental, and he is a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. Foolish people consider Krishna a human being, and they consider Lord Krishna's pure devotee an ordinary human being also. Whatever one may be, one must take shelter at the lotus feet of a devotee Mahatma and treat him as the most exalted well-wisher of all human society. We should take shelter of such a Mahatma and ask for his causeless mercy. Only by his benediction can one be relieved from attachment to the materialistic way of life. When one is thus relieved, he can engage in the Lord's transcendental loving service through the mercy of the Mahatma. So, so we should take, as Prabhupada, we should take shelter of such a Mahatma and ask for his causeless mercy. Mahatma means one who has absolutely taken shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. And here Prabhupada does say that only by his benediction can one be relieved from attachment to the materialistic way of life. So what is this benediction? So he just raises his hands and all our attachments are gone? No. He, just like sadhu. Sadhu means one who cuts our attachment to materialistic conditioned life. but he cuts through his instructions. And we have to have sharp intelligence to take his instructions, apply those, implement those instructions in our life, and work on it. So sadhu doesn't mean, first of all, who increases our attachment. It's not like he's going to give benedictions on, okay, you make tons of money and you have lots of followers. No. By his instructions, he's going to cut our attachment. And that is a sadhu, actually. Somehow, of course, Prabhupada, when he says we should take shelter of such a Mahatma and ask for his causeless mercy, somehow this word causeless mercy, it has become a fashion now. Oh, Prabhuji, please give me your causeless mercy. What causeless mercy? I mean, Mahatma means we have to understand who's a Mahatma, who has taken full shelter at Krishna's lotus feet. Rest, preachers, devotees, everybody is struggling to some degree, lesser or higher degree, everybody is struggling. And everybody is trying in their way to preach and get mercy of Krishna, mercy of Guru, mercy of Mahatma. So and at least we should try not to put, of course, it's always great to respect devotees, but not to put on such a pedestal that it's difficult. Prabhupada's position is completely different. Completely different. So, and Prabhupada, through his books, through his instructions, through his example, he's giving us these benedictions and giving us a chance to get out of there, to cut down our attachment to the materialistic way of. And if we are sincere in our sadhana, and he will help, Krishna will also help by making the situation that cut down our material attachment. It's just not going to happen overnight. And nobody can give that kind of blessing, okay, from tomorrow, no more material attachment. No. Rahu gane tapsa na yati na cheja nirvapanad grihadava. Na chandasa neva jalagani surya vina mahat pad raju abhishek. O King Rahuna, without taking upon one's head the dust from the lotus feet of a pure devotee, a Mahajan or Mahatma, one cannot attain devotional service. Devotional service is not possible to attain simply by undergoing severe austerities and penances, by gorgeously worshipping the deity, or by strictly following the rules and regulations of the sannyas or grihastha order. Nor is it attained by studying the Vedas, submerging oneself in water, or by exposing oneself to fire or scorching sunlight. This verse appears in Bhagavatam. Jad Bharat herein tells King Rahugana how he attained the Paramhansa stage. Maharaj Rahugana, the king of Sindhu and Sauvir, had asked Jad Bharat how he had attained the Paramhansa stage. The king had called him to carry his palanquin, but when the king heard from Paramhansa Jad Bharat about the supreme philosophy, he expressed surprise and asked Jad Bharat how he had attained such great liberation. At that time, Jad Bharat informed the king how to become detached from material attraction. And his instruction was, without taking upon one's head the dust from the lotus feet of a pure devotee, a Mahajan or Mahatma, one cannot attain devotional service. But what is the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee? Well, it is physically the dust also, but it also means following the instructions. Naisha matistavaduru kramangrim sprashati anarthapagamo yadartha mahiyasam padarajo abhishekam nishkinchananam navrinitayavut. Unless human society accepts the dust of the lotus feet of great Mahatmas, devotees who have nothing to do with material possessions, mankind cannot turn its attention to the lotus feet of Krishna. Those lotus feet vanquish all the unwanted, miserable conditions of material life. So this verse appears in Bhagavatam. When the great sage Narad was giving instructions to Maharaj Yudhishthira, he narrated the activities of Prahlad Maharaj. This verse was spoken by Prahlad Maharaj to his father Hiranyakashipu, the king of demons. Prahlad Maharaj had informed his father of the 9 basic processes of Bhakti Yoga, explaining that whoever takes to these processes is to be considered a highly learned scholar. Hiranyakashipu, however, did not like his son to talk about devotional service. Therefore, he immediately called Prahlad's teacher, Shanda. The teacher explained that he had not taught devotional service to Prahlad, but that the boy was naturally inclined that way. At that time, Hiranyakashipu became very angry and asked Prahlad why he had become a Vaishnava. In answer to this question, Prahlad Maharaj recited this verse to the effect that one cannot become the Lord's devotee by receiving the mercy and blessings of another devotee. And Prahlad Maharaj had received the blessings of Narad Muni. And this very popular verse, Mahaprabhu saying, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kaya, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi. The verdict of all revealed scriptures is that by even a moment's association with the pure devotee, one can attain all success. So, in the shloka it says Lava Matra. Lava Matra, Prabhupada explains, according to astronomical calculations, a love is 1/11th of a second. Can you imagine that kind of association in 1/11th of a second? One can, if one has real association with the Mahatma for only this much time, he can attain all success. Means a Mahatma or a pure devotee, even the fraction of a second, he can change somebody's heart. He can transform somebody's heart. It is possible. But at the same time, we should be ready for the transformation. If we are not ready, then even though we associate with devotees, so many devotees came, so many people came in contact with Prabhupada, not everybody became a devotee because they were not ready. It's not like Prabhupada was lacking any potency. They were not ready. Or they were not ready at that time. Because any association with a person like Prabhupada cannot go waste. So sooner or later, maybe this lifetime, next lifetime, some other time, they will become devotees. So, but anyway, to associate with and also associate means what? Not that we gather 2 devotees and then gossip around, or see a movie or something. No, association means where we are willing, where we want to do some Krishna Katha, Krishna Kirtan, Krishna Seva. That is association. And if we do that, then definitely our heart will transform. Okay, I guess I can stop here. See anybody has any questions or comments.
Nice class, Prabhuji. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Martha. Thank you. Chalo, you all have a safe and wonderful day. Hare Krishna. Jai
Hare
Shri
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Jai